We're going to have ups. We're going to have downs. But as long as we can come to each other and have a place where we can talk about, oh my goodness, guess what happened to me today? All these terrible things that happened to me. If you're able to have somebody, usually your significant other, that you can process and talk about and explore how you feel, what you were thinking, all of those things, that's not traumatic. That experience doesn't turn into a traumatic incident. When it becomes traumatic is when you have terrible things that happen to you and you don't have a place to process all of that. That gets turned into what would be considered trauma. So what we saw in Sha'Carri was that she was in a moment of being triggered. Now, we don't know the nature of their conversation. We don't know what he could have said. He could have taken pictures of her grandmother and shredded them up and threw them in the trash. We don't know what he did. We don't know the dynamic between the two of them that required her to be so reactive and to just, to not be able to regulate what she was feeling. And we saw her lash out against him. So we all know when she's online and when she is in her normal state, she's perfectly fine. She's a relatable person and all of us love her. But when she's in a state where she is being triggered by something between the two of them, that is where she is probably experiencing a traumatic experience where her mind goes back to a moment where she feels unsafe. And therefore, she's pushing and shoving because in her mind, and the mind of anybody who's in that situation is that they feel threatened.
Okay, so everybody who's watching, let me know if you can see the video. And you see here, Sha'Carri is clearly the aggressor. She is pushing Christian on multiple occasions. He's trying to walk away from her. It looks like she might have hit him right there. I don't know if that was a punch or not.
Yeah.
And he's walking away again. He's like, get away from me. She pushed him again really hard right there. You see that? Almost to the point where it looks like he fell over. People are looking. She's walking. She's following him again. She pushes him again. Look, she's pushing him again. And you see here that she's really, really, as you mentioned, very triggered. And what's interesting about this to me, Dr. Alicia, my wife, my lovely wife, is I want to ask you, I noticed that you were discussing some things that I thought were really important. You were saying, well, we don't know what he did. We don't know what triggered her. We don't know how she was feeling in that moment. But I can tell you like this. Here's where I come from. I had a friend who beat his wife. And he wasn't my friend after I found that out. I wanted him to get turned into the cops. But when he beat his wife and when he got arrested like he should have been, there was nobody saying, I wonder what she said to make him react that way.
Okay.
I wonder hold on, wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
I wonder what he was feeling, when he decided to punch her in the jaw. I wonder, she clearly he was emotionally triggered and we should have empathy for that. I didn't see the empathy. What do you say to that?
No, there's no excuse. Let me just say this. There's no excuse for what she did. Like, to get angry at somebody and to put your hands on somebody, that's illegal. So if you want to talk about that, you can get a police officer on here and interview them. If you want to talk about the fact that she went to jail and she should have been arrested because she broke the law, it is illegal to put your hands on somebody like that. When you're mad at that person in the midst of an argument, you go to jail and things happen, right? You can talk to a police officer, you can talk to something else. You're talking to a therapist.